Amazon product launch. First few weeks goes by, you're getting sales. You've done everything I told you about, how to set up the right campaign, the right keywords, why are you targeting only an exact match type, and so on. So how do you grow the sales after? Weeks 5 to 12 are critical, and it's not the time to relax. Your honeymoon boost is fading, but the so-called honeymoon period isn't assigned to a product. It's on a keyword level, and it's an important concept that I want you to understand. That honeymoon period, it carries over keyword. So say you're getting a sale on a keyword, or let's say a search term to be like very detailed. Within the next 7 days, you have to get another sale to keep that momentum and show Amazon, hey, my product is getting sales on this search term, please. Please, Amazon, push me to page 1. So you're making the connection in the algorithm. And if you don't make that sale within 7 days, it will be more difficult to rank on that keyword. So your honeymoon boost for the keywords, it's fading, and now the true ranking takes shape. It's all the momentum that you've built. And most sellers, what they do here is they lose momentum. Maybe they think, okay, now I want to focus on the profitability, right? But the right way to do it is differently. So you focus on momentum. Now, despite high ICOS, you focus on building that momentum per search term level. You look at the search term, and you want to get the sales every 7 or 3 to 5 or so days to keep this momentum going. So again, focus is on maintaining momentum. Reinforce algorithm trust by getting the sales on a search term. You have the honeymoon period, you have to get sales 1, 2, 3, 4 sales over say over a period of 7 days. So you have to keep getting the sales to keep the momentum. So you've done sponsored products. Maybe you've started some auto campaigns like I've shared in a previous video, which is safe to do so by now. And I would advise you started close match type and maybe substitutes, but you would want to do like quite a few negations so it does not generate irrelevant traffic. So now the next strategy is something I also talked about, triple keyword strategy. So what it does in sponsored products. So it could be any keyword, and there are 2 ways to do it. So let's say dog, dog, dog. So what it does, anything with 3 keywords, it attracts algorithm. This campaign gets you impressions super quick. And it just helps you find this converting search term that you later boost in a separate exact campaign. So it's very broad, generates a lot of stuff, works quickly. And if you want to be like more targeted, say you sell a dog rubber toy. So same thing, but you write this three open times. So I call this hyphenated triple index keywords. Let's say this was your one campaign, which is triple indexed keyword. So this would be your other campaign, and it would be called hyphenated triple index keyword. Works great for sponsored products. And now that you're ready, to take things further, to start scaling, you want to give more real estate to your converting search terms. Anything that's working well, producing orders, you want to give them more eyeballs, more real estate. And the great way to do it is by using sponsored brand ads. Like I showed you in the last video, they do take a large real estate. So you're starting from here, and then you start promoting these search terms to sponsored brand ads, video ads. So you reinforce the keyword dominance across multiple ad types. Multiple ad types, like I said, we started in sponsored products. Then we are reinforcing that connection or dominance in sponsored brands. But make sure you still keep getting the orders in sponsored products, because this is what keeps the momentum. Sponsored brand ads, they do help you get more visibility, maybe market share, but they do not improve your organic rank. Mapping to page 1 competitors. So this is a huge play in your, this is like a huge gun in your like arsenal of guns. It's an important play in your book. So what you start doing is you start targeting anyone that ranks on page 1 for your most relevant keywords. And algorithm, it begins associating your product with top sellers. So you sort of piggyback on their success. You borrow the keywords. That they're already indexing for, and it just helps you keep building that momentum. So again, you're going to target asins, and it's going to be very relevant asins on page 1. And you're going to set up sponsored products, just product targeting campaign. Next is bid management. How do we adjust bids without, breaking the algorithm, without breaking the launch, and just keeping things flowing? So what you do is you lower the bids slowly. You don't shock the system. The rule of thumb in PPC management is you don't lower the bid by like more than 10 to 12%, because if you do it by more than that amount, what you find often is that campaigns just stop serving impressions. So you want to keep that balance, how you lower the bid and you check if the impressions are still going. You lower the bid slowly. You avoid shocking the system. You avoid the campaign from stop getting impressions, and you gotta keep in mind when you do so, there is a sponsored attribution lag. So say you're checking the campaigns today and you're seeing, okay, there is like 10 clicks, one order. Well, you've got to take into account that this ordering may take 7 days to come in. I don't wait 7 days to manage my campaigns. Usually a day is enough, but there is always a chance that an order might come in after 7 days. So for sponsored brands, it's even longer, up to 14 days. During launch, so this is very generic advice, but you are going to adjust your bids once a week at most. Like I said, it's not about making things super profitable. Just keep by building momentum, and you do it once a week very slowly, so you keep that momentum and you don't like shock the system. And when you do adjust the bids, so you have like your cost per click, so that's what you paid in the auction, and then you have your bid. So based on the cost per click, you can make an assumption. So if it was like low cost per click with high bid, Amazon is still testing you, and it's like a low trust factor. I'll give an example. Let's say you're bidding $1. Let's say you're bidding $3, but you're only getting charged 1.5 in your cost per click. So bid and then cost per click. So that shows that the algorithm has a low trust in your product. If you're bidding so much and they're only charging you half of it, it means, yes, it's competitive, but it isn't even taking your whole bid into account, because it doesn't want to serve you as many positions on page 1 as many. You don't win a lot of spots in the ad auction. Let's say there is like 100 opportunities happening in like say 5 over a period of like 5 to 10 minutes. So you only get like half of it, or like even like 10% of it, and you're not even getting charged what you're bidding, because Amazon algorithm does not trust you. It's not going to give you top of search. Maybe it will put you on product pages or rest of search, and typically these placements they tend to have a lower cost per click. Again, there is like a PPC factor. There is bidding, there is watching impression, there is placements. I have a separate video on this, by the way. It was one of my earlier videos that I published. Maybe it was the first video on this channel. But you're looking to reinforce that organic rank not just with PPC, but also SEO consistency. So you check listing for alignment, things like title, bullets, backend search terms. You want to make sure that all of your winning keywords that consistently get a few orders a day or even one order a day, you want to make sure they appear at the very at the most visible spots in your title. So you just listing. So title, it reinforces that connection. Even when the shoppers they look at the listings, they want to see that keywords show up in the listing subconsciously, right? Then there is bullets, description, backend search terms, and you want to have them in full keyword phrases, not just a series of individual words, but full keyword phrase. And you repeat that. Repeat it in a title, bullets, description, and backend search terms. There is another thing I'll share with you, your A+ content. Your A+ content, when you're in that section of like filling out A+ content, it has this thing called alt text, and that's actually another opportunity where you can add all of these keywords that are like winning keywords. Hyphen boost, advanced keyword clustering in content. So something I already explained. Example was workout gloves. This was one of my first products. And what you do here, this is kind of like a hack. You can test it yourself. You add this phrase, whatever phrase is relevant to your dog hyphen rabbit hyphen toy. You add this in your A+ content description. So when you click on the edit listing and then there is like a description, you add it there, and it's not visible if you have an A+ content, which is totally fine as long as it's in that description. And you're going to see that ranking boost because algorithm is attracted to this search terms with the hyphen. But you have to act on this. You have that hyphen, algorithm is going to see it, it's going to make a connection, okay, it's probably something important to your product. And it's going to push you on page 1 to see, okay, let's test if this product is going to sell. And during that period, you need to drive a lot of PPC volume because you're like reinforcing the algorithm, you're helping to reinforce that connection and try and gain momentum. This is a cool hack. Focus on keywords where you're on mid-page and want to push higher. So anything under 15 in organic rank. Async defense campaigns. So that's something you can do if you have a large catalog of products. You set up your ASINs to target other ASINs in your product, and what it does, it keeps the competitors away from your listing, from ever targeting your listing. So again, if you're not defending your space, competitors will take it. Wrap up, outro of the video. Scaling after week 5 of your launch. Again, the first 4 weeks, you have limited number of keywords, exact match targeting, very targeted, very aggressive, all about keeping that momentum on a search term level for every different search term or keyword, whatever you want to call it. But because you have the honeymoon period, not for a product, but for a but for a search term or keyword. So you get a sale on a keyword or a search term, whatever you call it again. You got to get the sale again within 7 days. Otherwise, it will be difficult to rank on the keyword. So reinforcing winners. So the week after 5 to 12 is about reinforcing winners. Any winning keywords you promoted to sponsored brand ads. You try to get more ad types rolling for this specific keyword that are working well for you to get more real estate. So it's not just about increasing the spend, it's about reinforcing what's working. You don't just go and you target a bunch of random stuff just because you can. So you're increasing the spend on a specific stuff that's already working for you. So you protect your positions, that set of keywords that you have that's working well, you protect it, you spend, and you keep reinforcing that connection. You stay consistent. Next video, we'll talk about troubleshooting common problems, low impressions, how to fix that, high SEOs campaigns, when not to lower SEOs, and why sometimes it's counterintuitive to do so. And as well as we'll discuss wasted ad spend and common strategies and techniques to prevent it. See you soon.